Today we're going to talk about peer and parental influence on the teenage brain.
It's true, adolescents really do want to jump off a bridge just because their friends are doing it. Adolescence is a time of considerable development at the level of behavior, cognition, and the brain. It is a time characterized by immense hormonal and physical changes. This transition from childhood to adulthood is also characterized by dramatic changes in identity, self-consciousness, and cognitive flexibility. Research has suggested that in adolescence, a time when individuals spend an increasing amount of time with their peers, peer-related stimuli may sensitize the reward system to respond to the reward value of risky behavior. It is well established that adolescents are more likely than children or adults to take risks, and have higher rates of experimentation with alcohol, drugs, violent and nonviolent crimes, and reckless driving. Dr. Larry Steinberg of Temple University ran an experiment to see how peer influence affects adolescent behavior. This experiment was called the Spotlight Game. In this first-person driving game, participants are instructed to attempt to reach the end of a straight track as quickly as possible. At each of 20 intersections, participants must decide to either stop the vehicle or take a risk and run the yellow or red light. Stopping results in a short delay, successful risk-taking results in no delay, but unsuccessful risk-taking results in a crash and a relatively long delay. The experiment showed that participants were more cautious when alone, but his research points towards the presence of peers as especially influential to adolescents in encouraging more risky behavior like running a yellow light. Findings from a recent follow-up experiment suggested that a peer's observation influences adolescent decision-making even when the peer is anonymous and not physically present. The study found teenagers take more risk and are more aware of rewards for their behavior when they think their peers or social circles are watching. As said before, when individuals spend an increasing amount of time with their peers, peer-related stimuli may sensitize the reward system to respond to the reward value of risky behavior. A recent study at UCLA observed activation in the brain's reward regions when teens saw their photos with a large number of likes. The same brain circuits that are activated by eating chocolate and winning money are activated when teenagers see a large number of likes on their own photos or the photos of peers in a social network. 32 teenagers ages 13 to 18 were told they were participating in a small social network similar to Instagram. The researchers showed them 148 photos on a computer screen, including 40 photos that each teenager submitted, and analyzed their brain activity. When teenagers saw their own photos with a large number of likes, they saw activity across a wide variety of regions in the brain. A region that was especially active was called the nucleus accumbens, which is part of the brain's reward circuitry. In deciding whether to click that they liked a photo, the teenagers were highly influenced by the number of likes the photo already had. Overall, the brain's reward circuits were more active when teenagers' photos were liked by more peers. Now let's switch over to parental influence. Parents and peers are the primary influence on the lives of their children. Research suggests that parental influence is stronger when parents actively engage in mediating the online activities of their teenagers. On balance, parents can have more of an influence on teenagers than their peers. While there is a common understanding that both parental and peer attachment play important roles in the lives of individuals, many wonder who has more influence. Adolescence presents a challenge, which is maintaining relationships with parents while exploring new opportunities and developing attachment relationships with peers. Research in adolescent development concluded that students with close ties to parents achieved more in schools and had higher self-reliance and self-esteem, while those with weak parental attachment were reported to be a risk factor for delinquency, antisocial behavior, and drug and alcohol abuse. So here's a quick review of what we learned.